2005 B190. It's an E350 chassis that Airstream took and they built into essentially a motorhome. So we took it and made it four-wheel drive. So standard van four-wheel drive conversion utilize the 99 to 04 axles. We like to use the 05 and up axles for a couple reasons. One, you get an updated axle, much newer, much bigger brakes. You get better suspension with coilovers. We ran 2.5 remote reservoir 8-inch stroke Fox coilovers with our radius arms, and then our van radius arm brackets. These brackets are really cool because they locate off of the stock radius arm bracket from the van. So you pull that off, put our bracket on, bolt it in place, and then you weld it up. And that gives you a spot to mount your 05 and up radius arms. And this is our universal kit that you can use for your van or any other rig that you want to put one of these 05 and up axles under, utilizing the radius arm. So yeah, we use these 2.5 by 8-inch stroke Fox coilovers with remote reservoirs. And we use them with our coilover towers specifically built for the vans because of the space constraints that you have in the van. And then we used our track bar bracket for the van as well, and that goes down to a stock track bar bracket or the stock track bar bracket on the axle side to keep things working right and less maintenance overall. So then up here you can see the stock track bar mount. This we like for these applications because of the service-free use of them. They don't wear out like joints do, and that gets hammered a lot on the road, especially these vans that have a lot of road time that way. We also use our drag link, so that is able to use all the 05 and up steering linkage, which is really great steering, but obviously it needs to be a slightly different length, so we use our drag link to do that. And then on this one we did a single steering stabilizer with a mount on the tie rod and just mounted back to the radius arm mount. So then we used our own transfer case cross member, and this allows you to run the NP271 transfer case behind the 4R100 transmission. This gives you really good clearance for the driveline and is a bolt-in application, which makes it really simple, really nice. The conversion for the transmission was done by JR's transmission. We just take it to them, drop it off, convert the tail housing to four-wheel drive to accept the transfer case, and then we throw it all back in. We also had to cut and chop the gas tank down. We lose about 2 gallons of fuel capacity, not too bad, but gives you room for the transfer case. And then for drive lines, we had front and rear 1350 CV drive lines built by Driveline Service in Sacramento. For the rear, we used a custom pack, leaf spring pack built specifically for this van. So we had the customer weigh it prior to dropping it off, and then we had Alcan build us a custom set of leaf springs to match the needs, the lift, all of that. And they're really nice. They ride great, they fit awesome. Really the best way to do it if you're gonna lift your van. Trying to stay away from the blocks and things like that many other companies use. And then we paired that with a set of Fox 2.0 shocks that help control the rear end. And that's about it for the rear end. The rear is pretty simple, but very quality, nice parts. So for the front bumper, we went with the U-joint off-road. They're aluminum bumper. These are awesome because they're super light. You don't have this big heavy piece up front. We paired that with a Warren VR12 with synthetic rope. Makes a really nice package for if he's out camping, gets stuck by himself, he can easily recover himself. And then we added some KC lights and some Cali raised lights to light the way wherever he needs to go. And one cool thing about the U-joint bumpers is it utilizes air port right here. So we have this plumbed to a twin Air B that we had wired and plumbed into this underneath the van. And then if desired, can hook up some power right there, so he can have external power for whatever he needs there. And then obviously to a front hitch mount for bikes or whatever RV activities you need. So for the rear, we did an Luminous aluminum bumper as well. Same thing, keeping it really light, which is essential on something as big as this. These are cool because they got the dual swing outs. So you got your tire carrier, and then storage box for whatever you need. And then even a little storage box in here, which is really nice. Luminous does a really nice job, really high quality products, fit really nicely, and shut really nicely. So then this is the shifter. We keep it mechanical with these vans, just make it simple, no need to make it complicated. Good location for it, shifts just like any other Ford truck that would have had a MP 271. So then for tires and wheels, we went with a Toyo RT, which is a great all-around tire. A little bit more aggressive than your all-terrain, but great on the road as well. And then it's a 35-inch 1250s on a 17-inch wheel. And these are just Pro Comp 17-inch wheels. Real simple, but as you can see, gives you plenty of clearance with this kit to run a 35. You could probably even run a 37 on this guy, maybe a little trimming depending on the offset of the wheel, but very easy to go up from here.